Shocking. Alex Eala has finally defeated her close friend Iva Jovic, and the 21-year-old Filipina stunned New York by ending the American teenager's control over their rivalry. The 0-2 record is finally history. 2 straight set losses at the French Open and Queen's Club had followed Eala throughout the summer. But on the biggest stage at Arthur Ashe Stadium in front of 23,000 passionate fans, Alex Eala changed the story and earned her revenge. Almost nobody expected the rivalry to end this way. Their friendship had already been tested twice. Their matches had become one of the most interesting stories in tennis. And Eala refused to let 2 painful defeats define her. When Alex Eala left the court at Queen's Club in London on June 10, 2026, one thing was obvious. She had found an opponent she could not figure out. That opponent was Iva Jovic. The score was harsh at 6-2 and 6-2. The match lasted only 76 minutes. During her post-match press conference, Jovic admitted how well she had played. The 18-year-old American explained that playing Eala at Roland Garros had given her confidence because she already understood what to expect. She also said she was playing with confidence on the surface, where she had been producing strong tennis. For Eala, the defeat was her second loss to Jovic in only 2 weeks. At the French Open in May, Jovic had beaten her 6-4 and 6-2 in the opening round. At Queen's Club, the American produced an even stronger performance. She ended Eala's 5-match winning run on grass and stopped her hopes of making a deep run at the HSBC Championships. The numbers showed just how difficult the match had been. Jovic produced 26 winners, while Eala managed only 12. The American made just 9 unforced errors compared with 19 from Eala. Her forehand quality rating was an impressive 9.5 out of 10 compared with a draw average of 6.5. She converted 5 breakpoints and gave Eala only 1 chance that was successfully taken. Yet the defeats were especially difficult because Jovic was not simply another opponent. She was one of Eala's closest friends on the tour. Eala had already spoken about how complicated it could be to face someone she knew so well. After losing at the French Open, she explained that the challenge came from facing Jovic as a strong competitor and talented player rather than thinking about their friendship. She also made it clear that both players were professionals and prepared for the match, just as they would prepare for any other Grand Slam opponent. Jovic, who had recently turned 19 and was ranked 19th in the world, shared much of the same view. The two had played doubles together many times, so they understood each other's habits and tendencies. According to Jovic, the match simply came down to which player could execute her own game better that day. The American also made it clear that Eala remained one of her closest friends on tour, and that she had enormous respect for Eala both as a person and as a player. Jovic even predicted that Eala would eventually beat her. She expected them to play many more times and believed Eala would get some wins of her own because that is simply part of tennis. Eala showed impressive maturity after both losses. Following the French Open defeat, she praised Jovic for her performance and said she was proud of how much progress she had made. She accepted the result and moved forward. Still, the 0-2 head-to-head record had become something Eala carried with her. It was a problem she wanted to solve and a record she desperately wanted to change. The next opportunity would arrive on one of the biggest stages in tennis, at Arthur Ashe Stadium during the US Open Fan Week. When Alex Eala and Iva Jovic stepped onto the court, they would once again put their friendship aside for the match. Away from competition, however, their relationship remained genuine. Jovic had already described Eala as one of her closest friends on tour and said she respected her deeply as both a player and a person. The two young stars first met in 2022 at the Junior US Open. That year, Eala won the girls' singles title. Since then, their friendship had continued to grow. They had played doubles together at events including Indian Wells and the ASB Classic. They had explored different cities together. They had shared dinners with other players and built a relationship that extended well beyond tennis. Jovic has also been open about how she handles playing against a friend. After winning at Queen's Club, she explained to the Tennis Channel that their friendship did not really change how she approached the match. She believed she had handled the situation well, and that the friendship did not affect her performance very much. Then she explained the relationship in a way that captured the situation perfectly. She wanted Eala to win every match she played. But when they faced each other, they became competitors. She knew Eala felt the same way. For Eala, the challenge was also clear. Jovic was not difficult because she was her friend. She was difficult because she was an excellent player and a strong competitor. Jovic had already predicted that Eala would eventually beat her and believed there would be many more battles between them. Now on the biggest stage, the prediction was about to become reality. The Stars of the Open exhibition at Arthur Ashe Stadium was much more than an ordinary match for Eala. It offered her the chance to finally solve the problem Jovic had created for her. It gave her an opportunity to beat someone she genuinely cared about while showing that she belonged among the biggest names in the sport. It was also her chance to settle the rivalry on the grandest stage available. When Alex Eala and Iva Jovic walked onto Arthur Ashe Stadium, the atmosphere immediately became electric. Around 23,000 fans filled the largest tennis stadium in the world and were ready to watch two of the sport's rising stars. At the center of the attention were two close friends who once again had to forget their friendship for the duration of the competition. The Stars of the Open, presented by Chase, had reached its fourth straight year and remained one of the main events of US Open Fan Week. For exciting young players, Alex Eala, Joel Fonseca, Iva Jovic, and Lerner Tien were part of the featured lineup. Eala, who was 21, had become a major name after a breakout season that saw her become the highest-ranked Filipino player in WTA history, while also entering the top 30. Jovic, who was 18, was the youngest player inside the WTA top 20 and had become the fourth-ranked American woman. The event was not only about tennis. Tickets began at $30, and part of the money raised was directed toward the USTA Foundation. The organization supports youth tennis and education programs in communities with limited resources through the National Junior Tennis and Learning Network, which includes more than 270 organizations. Its programs give more than 233,000 young people opportunities to develop skills and build stronger futures. Even with the charity purpose of the event, most of the attention remained focused on Eala and Jovic. The two had known one another since their meeting at the 2022 US Open, where Eala captured the girls' singles championship. Their friendship had developed through years of shared experiences. They had visited new places together, enjoyed meals with other players, and created a connection that reached beyond the tennis court. But once the match began, their relationship would take a backseat. Jovic had already defeated Eala twice in 2026 at the French Open and Queen's Club. This exhibition was not part of the official tournament draw. There were no ranking points available and no Grand Slam pressure. It was created to entertain the crowd and support a good cause. Yet Eala had a personal reason to care deeply about the result. She wanted to prove that she could finally beat Jovic. She wanted to show why she deserved to be on such a large stage. She also wanted to send a message before the US Open main draw began. Jovic had previously said she hoped they would meet later in tournaments rather than during the opening rounds. After their Queen's Club meeting, she said she wished they could face one another at later stages. She hoped that as both players improved their rankings, they would be placed on opposite sides of tournament draws and meet in the semifinals or final. But for now, they had another meeting in an exhibition match that carried far more meaning for Eala than the result alone suggested. The moment had arrived. The match was ready to begin, and New York was ready to erupt. As the opening point approached, Arthur Ashe Stadium became unusually quiet with anticipation. The 23,000 fans inside the stadium were waiting to see what would happen when these two friends met again. Eala knew the history. Jovic had beaten her twice. The American had won both matches in straight sets. At the French Open, Jovic won 6-4 and 6-2 in the first round. At Queen's Club, she delivered another dominant 6-2 and 6-2 victory in only 76 minutes. In that match, Jovic produced a forehand quality rating of 9.5 out of 10 and 181% of her first serve points. Eala had struggled to find a solution. But this time something was different. Under the lights and in front of one of the biggest crowds she had ever faced, Eala stepped onto the court with a completely different approach. She attacked from the baseline. She controlled the rallies and forced Jovic to defend. The American, who had looked so comfortable in their previous meetings, suddenly began making mistakes. Eala's movement was quick. Her decisions were controlled. her confidence stayed strong. Every successful point brought another wave of noise from the crowd. Filipino supporters raised their flags and celebrated every game Eala won. The first set went to Eala. The second set followed the same direction. Then the final point was played, and the scoreboard confirmed what many fans had been waiting to see. Alex Eala had finally defeated Iva Jovic. Arthur Ashe Stadium exploded with noise. The same supporters who had followed Eala's remarkable rise through the summer were now celebrating one of the most satisfying wins of her season. Filipino fans filled the stands with flags and chants as Eala completed what felt like a long-awaited response to her two earlier defeats. The victory was more than an exhibition result. It was a personal breakthrough. Eala had entered the match with a 0-2 record against Jovic. She had lost both meetings in straight sets. She had spent months looking for answers against a friend who had repeatedly found ways to beat her. Now she had finally discovered those answers. The Stars of the Open was also connected to a larger purpose. Part of the ticket revenue supported the USTA Foundation, which works with the National Junior Tennis and Learning Network. The network includes more than 270 organizations across the country and uses tennis education and mentoring to help young people from communities with fewer resources. Through these programs, more than 233,000 young people receive opportunities to develop as students, athletes, and individuals. Eala, who has repeatedly used her growing platform to support others, was proud to be part of an event with that mission. The exhibition suited a player who understands that success also brings responsibility. But after the celebration, attention now turns to the US Open main draw. Eala enters the tournament with a career-high ranking of 18 in the world, making her the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player in history. She is also expected to receive a seed in the women's singles draw for the first time in her career. Only 1 year earlier, she was still trying to qualify for major tournament main draws. Now she is entering one of the biggest tournaments in the world as a seeded player. Her victory over Jovic sent a clear message. Eala had finally found a way to deal with the opponent who had troubled her throughout the summer. She showed that she could respond after difficult losses. She showed that she could perform in front of a huge crowd. And she showed that she belongs on the biggest stages in tennis. The Eala effect is not simply about the fans and the excitement surrounding her. It is also about a player who continues to improve and deliver when important moments arrive. And now we reach the moment Alex Eala had been waiting for since May 2026. After 2 straight set defeats, she finally solved the challenge presented by her friend Iva Jovic.